So unfortunately, the second half of the game that we were recording with yesterday's video that was supposed to extend into today's, the audio got messed up and corrupted. We ended up losing that game anyway, so it's no real big deal. But we are going to be a little bit happier than yesterday. Today we're going to talk about the good in the League of Legends community. Yesterday we talked about the bad, all the frustrating stuff that there is out there, but there is some good stuff that doesn't often get mentioned, some positives that we have out there that we should take some time to appreciate. For instance, I know we listed this as also, it's one of the problems, it's a double-edged sword, but I actually think that it's also a really good thing how competitive the community is. Like, I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments section your own personal story about how you had one guy who intentionally fed in Bronze 5 or something, but for the most part, people don't actually intentionally lose games. They don't do things to lose games. If you get someone who's like a dick on your team, then that's because they are so hyper-competitive that they will scream at you if you die once in laning phase. Players want to win, and League of Legends is a super team-oriented game where you need every player on your team wanting to win if you're going to win a game, if you're going to pull out a victory. That's a really nice thing. I mean, people definitely take it too far. Players want to win to the point where they flame their teammates for their mistakes, but it's still a pretty nice thing that has a positive aspect behind it. Another positive aspect of our community that fits into this double-edged sword theme is that we actually can do a lot with how big that we are. Back when Japan had that horrible tsunami, Riot had their special event where if you bought certain skins, 100% of the proceeds that were used to buy that skin would be donated to the Red Cross, and we raised $162,000. That's a lot of money. But what I want to talk to you guys about today that I think is really good about the League community is how tightly knit we all are at this point. There's a lot of video games out there where people just play the game. A lot of single-player games, multiplayer games, all sorts of games where the community won't do much outside of sitting down for a relaxing evening and then playing the game. But something that's really nice in the League of Legends community is most League of Legends players will do much more than that. They will play the game and then they will go on YouTube and they will watch YouTube videos. The League YouTube scene is actually kind of small, it feels sometimes, if you compare it to some of the other communities there are out there on YouTube, but a lot of people still go and watch Donkey's latest video every week, or whoever their favorite YouTuber is. Similarly with Twitch, people don't just play the game, they enjoy watching their favorite streamers play the game as well. They enjoy watching the LCS, going and checking up on the LCS every week, following the LCS, participating in fantasy LCS, and of course watching their streamers even if they aren't LCS players. People like Nightblue and Trick2G. Players don't just play the game. They do a lot more than that. They go and participate with League of Legends content in a lot of different ways outside of playing the game, and that's something that I think is really important and something that we should definitely hold on to. There's plenty of other games out there that have had issues in the past or that have straight up failed because they haven't been able to keep that sustainability, that lastability of having a player who plays the game and then not just kind of forget about it after a while. But League is a relatively new community when you compare them to some games like Counter-Strike or StarCraft that have been around for decades, but League already has a really, really intense community that's really tightly knit and loves doing all sorts of stuff outside of just playing the game. I mean, there's a million artists that make all sorts of amazing art, amazing cosplays that we see it featured on the client every day, and we love going and participating in some of the stuff, whether you watch YouTube videos or streams or anything in between. But one thing that I think might be my favorite part of the League community, and one thing that it feels like nobody really pays attention to, is how everybody loves the game to a point where they want it to get better. When you go on Reddit, you see all sorts of people complaining about all sorts of things every single day, it feels like. You see people complaining about certain things that are bad with the game, that are bad with the game design, that are bad with Riot's policies, that are bad with esports, things that need to be fixed, things that need to be reworked, complaints about things we haven't gotten yet. It can be really easy to feel like that's just negativity and everyone sort of just hating the game, but I think that comes from a place of love, right? People love League of Legends. We're a MOBA game. There's millions of MOBA clones out there right now, and people would rather just yell at Riot to improve whatever it is that they have an issue with the game right now, rather than quit and go choose one of the many other options there are out there. I think it's easy to take a look at the community and see everything that there is wrong with it out there, because there's a lot wrong with it and there's a lot that we still have to work on. Today I wanted to take a second to just sort of acknowledge some of the good that exists out there, because even though we are a very a community that's rough around the edges, let's say, we still have a very awesome passion for our game, a passion that will probably carry this game until into the future, a passion that will keep us playing this game for the next 5 years, 10 years, who knows how long. Anyway, I just wanted to give some of my thoughts on all these topics because yesterday's video could have been, yesterday's video was a little bit negative, talking about everything that's wrong with the community. There are some good things out there. But anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching today's video. I will see you all tomorrow, but until then, good luck in solo queue and have a wonderful day.